Yes. What's up, legends? Welcome back to a new live stream. So happy to finally be back. Oh well, just been 2 days. Not too long, but I'm really looking forward to see what we are going to do today. I was going to put on my Christmas hat again, but I thought today not. What's up? Oh, we have already a few legends in the chat. How's it going, legends? Good to see everyone here. Hey, was geht? Hey, Richie. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, legends? We are live already. I hope everyone is doing fine. How is your day so far? I mean, here it's almost going to the end. It's evening. Now I'm missing my chat. Where's my chat? Where's my chat? Here's my chat. Missed your last stream. You were early. Oh, yes. But I've been live for over 4 hours. But you can always like re-watch it if you like. Yeah, Sundays I'm trying to come up or go online a little bit early actually. I'm still kind of like figuring out, to be honest, what's the best time. I think my audience is so spread over the place. Very difficult, but very hard to say at the moment. Hey legends, I hope you have fun and enjoy a great live stream. I'll be sitting on the train for the next few hours and we will see what happens. Hey, where are you going, Hendrik? It's a perfect time to come live, right? The best time, or the best thing actually to kill time, and yeah, UK here. Yeah, we have Germany, we have France, UK. Yeah, it's kind of difficult. It's really difficult. But hey, this is how it is. I mean, I can't please everyone. I can't streaming 24 hours. So Syrien. Oh wow. Yeah. See? Very international. Which I find still absolutely crazy and amazing. Portugal. Hey, Luis. See? I'm driving to Frankfurt am Main to see my wife. Oh, enjoy. So we have Portugal, we have Syria, we have UK, we have Germany, we have France, Switzerland, where I'm streaming. Crazy. Yeah. Not easy to find the perfect time, but it is how it is. I mean, as I'm saying, trying to make it as good as possible, and as well I'm kind of like offering still, I'm leaving the live streams in my live section, which is right here. I'll show you. Hey legends, hey Lorraine, so good to see you. Yeah, if you go to my where is it now? When you go to my YouTube channel, and then you have this part here, you have my kind of like videos, like in general, then like videos, my shorts, and then there's also the live section. See, I missed the first, I don't know, 5 or 6 live streams to leave them up, but from now on I'm gonna do it at the moment. So you can always look at my live section here and rewatch my live streams if you like. Yes. Right. So where it is here? But for today, we're hanging on in that real live stream. My chat. Hey, and I've been seeing that some people are writing into the Discord. We're gonna check that in a second. I actually can leave the headline as well. Chatting with the legends. So how has been your day so far? Where is it here? Oh, I can't wait for Christmas. I don't know how about you. I love so much Christmas.
Und außerdem hat
sorry. Actually, I wanted to check this out. Ah, beautiful. So, what do we have here? Work today, had to wake up at 3:45. Too early, man. Hey, I'm again. I like I always. I don't know if you know Wilfried, but I'm always getting up at 4 o'clock. So, kind of the same today. I actually wrote a few days ago a company if it would be okay for them to react to the YouTube channel. It's a brand actually, just to make sure, but I haven't heard anything from them yet. Because I just found out that they have a YouTube channel. So I thought it would be quite nice to react to maybe 1 or 2 videos by them, or watch them with you together. Because I think it's a very cool brand and they do very cool stuff. And to be honest, I don't know even so many brands who actually have a YouTube channel. And I mean, having a YouTube channel is one thing, and taking care of the YouTube channel is the second thing. You know, like uploading, showcasing, and being like always being there, you know. I don't see many brands actually doing that, to be honest. I think it's such a, I don't know, like kind of like a missed opportunity. And also I think that brands in our scene, maybe I'm wrong or maybe I'm just blind, I don't know. But maybe you can help me, like if you know, then please tell me. But I don't know any brand which is like, I don't like the word itself, but let's say from our scene, from that rugged kind of heritage style, how you ever want to call it, but you know what I mean. There is no brand, at least I don't know, that who's actually taking so much care of their YouTube channel, and especially on live streams. I think there is none, to be honest, who actually does anything like that, which I find absolutely crazy, an absolutely missed opportunity. I'm still waiting for someone to turn up in my DMs and say, "Hey, listen, you said once you're the only you're the only vintage live streamer on YouTube. I am too." I'm waiting because I think there's none. Richie, have you watched the new series? Welcome to Danny. It takes place in the US in 1916. Half of the story is with the US military. The music, clothes, etc. is on point. Oh, I never heard about it. Welcome to Derry. No? Theo. What is it? See, that's why I love the legends. Ha. Now we got some people dropping some knowledge here. Welcome to Derry. I can tell you, Theo, that no one actually knows this. Welcome to Derry. US American TV show. Oh no. Hey Boris, what's up? Good to see you, Boris. How's it going? We're just chatting about a film or series Theo told us. Welcome to Derry. But Theo, you know what? I'm not a fan of S. It's called S the Clown. I don't like it at all. Yes, okay, Boris. Thank you. It's getting better. Actually, how was your shoulder? If we're talking about it. My back is kind of like getting better. At least it feels like it. Today, after 2 weeks, I did 100 push-ups again. My shoulder is almost recovered. Oh, cool. That's cool to hear. I'm starting to working out in 2 days. Yeah, I started today with really only 100 push-ups in the morning to get my body working again a little bit. And that's it. And tomorrow I'm gonna start again, I think, with 100 push-ups and maybe some shoulder things, but not too much. Yeah, and on the weekend, on Sunday, I'm not streaming, because the thing is that I'm going away tomorrow till Sunday late or something, I don't know. So I will be gone for the whole weekend, and because I'm going to film a few things. That's why I'm not home at all over the weekend. And the thing is also that tomorrow there will be kind of like maybe one Instagram story or something, maybe in the morning, but the rest of the day will be only on Snapchat. So the whole day I will kind of like document on Snapchat the whole day until the evening. You should not do it squats. It's bad for your back when you are not recovered. No, I'm not doing squats. No, only push-ups. Yeah, so no live stream on Sunday, unfortunately. And yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I will let you know in my Instagram stories if I would go live on Sunday. It really depends on when we are coming back. I will let you know in my Instagram stories. But for sure, what I'm gonna do is tomorrow to document the whole day tomorrow on my Snapchat. Yeah, like from the morning to the evening. I don't know, 50, 60 stories or something. Yeah. I don't know. Do you guys have Snapchat actually? I do. I'm not so posting too much, to be honest. I started like half a year ago, and I posted a few videos and a few stories, but I should really need to get into it way more, to be honest. I really like the story function. It's so cool, kind of. The views or the people are actually way more into watching stories on Snapchat than on Instagram. Ah, yeah, I added you there. Ah, cool, Boris. I have Snap. I have Snap, but more an Insta guy. Yeah, me too. But you know, I want to absolutely start pushing way more story content to Snapchat. So the whole day tomorrow is going to be on Snapchat. Like one story in the morning, maybe on Instagram to say hello, and then everything else is only Snapchat. Yeah. I wanted to show something. So today we have a very easy day. Hello, Jan. Hey, what's up, legend? From Poland. So we have crazy people. Yeah, from all over the place, from around the world, which is so nice. So I finally figured out how Kahoot is working. So today I want to do a little Kahoot quiz with you guys. And then we also have to check Discord. I only get the notifications, but I want to have a look at Discord. It always takes. Oh, no. Oh. So let's go into Discord. So if you haven't heard about our Discord channel, we have been chatting on Discord quite a bit. Yeah, I just see it now. So this is our Discord channel. If you like to jump in, then you're very pleased and welcome to join. So what do we have? We have Hendrik. This is from last time, but I'm gonna show it anyway because last time I didn't want to show because I wanted to ask you first, guys. Yeah. So this is a vest I'm also have in my collection. Henrik just bought one of 40s USN deck alpaca vest. These vests are so crazy. Look at it. This is just brilliant. Yeah. And it's lined with alpaca, which is very nice. 112 is a very good price actually. So the seller wanted 200 actually, but made me an offer of 130. This is cool. Hey Zeb, good to see you. How's it going? We are in our Discord channel, seeing what people are writing. Just got my new Type 1 denim and 9-ounce Wabash work shirt in May. I've been looking for those items but was on the budget, so Bronson FK came in clutch since it's great quality but a more reasonable price. We'll post a picture of the denim jacket again after it's washed and dried in probably 2 days. Oh yeah. You washed it straight away, Max. Oh, okay. Awesome stuff. But why do you want to wash the jacket? Yeah, me too. This was what I was thinking. Well, it's shrink to fit. Okay. Since it's unsunfurized. So there is sunfurized and unsunfurized. So washed or unwashed. A little water. Okay, yeah. So then 2 days will be tomorrow, huh? Max is not here yet. Hey, so we also, as you see, we have plenty of kind of like topics: main chat, denim talk, vintage style, everything else. What do we have? Nothing and everything else. Strength and lifting. So what are the people are pushing here in strength and lifting? Hey legends, today my calisthenics push day. Hey, so crazy. I did not ever think that so many people actually enjoy calisthenics, which is very, very cool, to be honest. I mean, like I'm doing it and I sometimes get feedback from people that they asking me, but I actually never thought that it's such a big thing you guys are actually doing yourself, which is very, very cool, to be honest. Today's my calisthenics push day. Yeah, I really also need to post way more to the Discord. Today my calisthenics push day. Dips 4 times 12, push-ups 4 my 15, diamond push-ups 3, plank push-ups, tuck dragon flag hold. Oh wow, okay. 3 sets of lungs, 10 per leg, wall sit. 4x4 dips is very strong. Yeah, it's strong. So what we do have in media exchange, and that's what we let's check. I started today watching this series. The air combat are so realistic. I wish I could ever find an original World War II leather pilot jacket. They are killer. Yeah, true. As Richie already mentioned in one of his streams, these are the jackets worn by the actors in the series. They look identical but are definitely in better condition. Yeah, this is true. So we're talking about Masters of the Air. I find one of the best series made. I think it was last year, right? Was it 2004? 2004. 24. I think it was from last year. One of the best military-inspired series For me, I really hope, but it doesn't seem like it, that there would be like a second, like series of it, but it doesn't seem like it, to be honest. But I really, really liked it. It was so, so good. Yeah. Not only the story itself, but also, like the clothes, crazy. And as Hendrik says here, and I already, like he also says, that I shared it in one of my streams, and I talked about it a little bit. Eastman Leather Clothing and Arrow Leather sponsored like 90% of the clothes for the series, and they're kind of like, I always was like wondering, like when you see all these nice and killer Hollywood movies with these perfect made clothes, I was always wondering where are these clothes are going when the movie or the film is over. The thing is, um, I always wondered, and I found it very cool that Eastman Leather actually got like kind of like these jackets back and now selling them. So the original actors of the series actually were wearing them, and now they're selling it again. What I find a very cool thing, to be honest. I do mostly calisthenics with some weight as well. My favorite accessory was definitely my push-up bars. Yeah, yeah. I also like very much weighted calisthenics, push-ups and dips, weighted. Yeah, I have to focus on that way more. Because now I don't know if you saw it, but for the winter arc, I got a chance to go and work out in the studio. Due to problems now with my back and being away this weekend, I haven't posted so much, but I had one workout, and after that, my back started hurting. I don't know why. Um, so I'm gonna push way more content from that studio, and I also going to what do you want to say? I'm also going to probably make a video in that studio. Mm, let me check what we have here. Yeah, this is the studio actually. I don't know if you like seeing it. So this is the studio where I'm working. It's here in Zurich. I just saw that there's a kind of like a 3D model out of it, which is very cool, to be honest. So this is the owner, Shayla. I have kind of like agreed, I don't know how to say it, cooperation or kind of. I can work out there, and I'm just posting here and there some stories, and I really want to make a video out of it. So you have everything you need, to be honest. You have kettlebells, you have some weight there, and then you have also some weight here. It's a very small studio, which I really, really like, to be honest. And here you have push-ups, but you can even work on the bench with weights. See, you have here I can do my push-ups and everything. Bench press if I like, weight. Here the weights itself, the barbells, and then some extras. It looks bigger than it actually. I like it that it's so small. You see, it's very, very clean, which I truly, truly like. And for winter now, it's perfect. Like I can do everything. I'm completely alone in that studio. When I go there at 6 o'clock in the morning, then I'm totally alone there. There's no one in there, which is tip absolutely perfect. And when I'm done with my workout, then later during the day they're also having classes, and you can book appointments if you want to go there. But for me, it's perfect. For winter, it's killer. It's so cold outside in Switzerland. Yeah. Just to show you, but I'm gonna show you anyway in my stories, so you know. I do mostly calisthenics with some weights. I wrote this. I read this. I do it all. I love it all. Running, lifting, calisthenics. Yeah, I don't do running. I did a lot of running, to be honest, but I felt like it's no need to do that anymore at all. So I'm walking instead, which I also find very good. Yeah. Christmas Day. I worked outside even in winter. I love the cold, and my parents always say that I'm crazy, but I keep doing it. Yeah, this is what we should all do. I want to go work out when it's snowing. I love that. But this 2 degrees or 3 degrees outside and rain and heavy rain, like this punching rain, wow, this is no fun then anymore. No. Then I rather really go into the studio, which is perfect then for myself. Yeah, well, so um if you want to jump into um our Discord, please come along. Now live. Boris is writing as well. Hey, long time no see. Funny. Hey. Yes. So, what else do we have, legends? Like I said today, I was totally born in the wrong era. I want to be in the 50s. Oh, yes, so beautiful. Oh, yeah, this is before I went live. Oh, there's a typo. There's a typo. I still want to do something with that wall, to be honest. Maybe next year I'm gonna pay more attention to my streaming area. I really want to do something very nice to it. I really thinking of doing a wallpaper, like a 50s kind of like wallpaper thing. This is my idea. Hello, Richie. Hey, David. What's up? Good to see you, legend. How is it going? Good to see you here. It's Thursday. It's live streaming day. How are you, David? Everything all right? Ah. Christmas, Christmas, my favorite time of the year. My favorite time of the year. Oh no. Oh. What did I push now here? Ah. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Oh. What's happening here? Push the wrong button. Push the wrong button. But this is not playing here. Okay, let's try it again. Maybe here. But I still have to edit so many videos to upload to YouTube. Tomorrow is a new video, right? Yeah, tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow is a new video coming. I wanted to watch actually something. I found that, and I hope we can watch it, because I'm not sure if they allow to watch it, as we had a few issues before. I don't like Christmas that much. I don't know. I don't believe in God, and I think it's the idea of the holidays. Yeah, no, I don't believe that either. I just really like the Christmas time. I think every other holiday is, or every other kind of like, how do you say that? Yeah, holiday, public holidays is over like in a second. New Year's Eve is in a second. Then everything. And Christmas is like a month, you know? You have like a month to celebrate, and it's cozy. I love snow. Yeah, I don't know. I just like Christmas, and I like it that it's so long. Then it's not over in a second. Yeah, but that's what's the difference between Christmas and the other days. Yeah, yeah, that's why I like it so much, I guess. I actually am trying to show you a video, but it's so slow today. It's kind of like Loading problems? I mean, there is snow in January. Yeah, maybe. Not always. Wait. Sorry, I'm trying to make it kind of like work for you. But I don't know what's going on with my internet. It's the first time actually, to be honest. What is with the other legends? How do you like winter? Or how do you like Christmas? Or do you like Christmas at all? I absolutely love Christmas. But there's, like Boris says, there's people who really love Christmas and there are people who don't like Christmas at all. No, I don't. I don't know. Do you know how to play chess? No, I don't know. Sorry. Honestly, I never actually got into it somehow. So, I got it ready for you. I'm playing chess maybe for 5 years and I'm loving it. Oh, 5 years. Yeah, it's good for the mind, absolutely. 100%. So I think as the song is just ended, I found a video. Maybe you remember we once looked at the video where a guy from today, so 2025, went back to the 1950s to see how life was back then. And a kind of like a similar video, but from an era I have no clue about. I mean, clue is like I haven't digged too much into it. You know, like the 50s is like in my heart, the 40s is in my heart, but more like the 50s. And there's also this Victorian time. So for me, I know a little bit, but not too much, to be honest. It's just not my kind of like era, not the clothes, not everything. So I found a video about it, and I really would like to dig into it because it kind of looks like fun. What I could see of it. Um, I really hope we can watch it. To be honest, as we had some problems before. Um, I know. Yeah, that's true. You know, 21 is closer to now than 1950s. Yeah. Yeah, that's mind blowing. Yeah, that's mind blowing, Boris. Yeah. I remember when we had when we were celebrating 2000s. The clothes were nicer, but the way of life wasn't. Lol. Hey James, how is it going? Just coming straight with the comment in the legend chat. So nice. How is it? Good to see you actually here. I think is it the first time to be? Maybe. Or you haven't been here so often, as I don't remember. But maybe it's the first time. I don't know. Mm, but very cool to see you writing in the chat. Means a lot. Thank you. So yeah, as I said, I want to jump into it, do a little reaction video to it, and watch it with you guys together. So yeah, let's jump into it. Just gonna open it for you, make it loud, and yeah, of course, show you the screen. So let's try to watch it, and if there's a problem, you will start the stream again. Yeah. No, I actually never ended. I just wait until I close the video, and then all of a sudden it rolls out again. I don't know. Okay, I would say let's go. Let's see. I have no clue, but I think the view already is super nice. Then let's go.
Imagine it's the early 19th century and you're about to start work in one of Northern England's cutting-edge cotton mills. You turn up here 6 days a week for a grueling 12-hour shift, possibly more, depending on your boss. It's not great pay, it's dangerous, and worst of all, you can't even complain about it.
Come on, you're late! Time is money.
I already find it very cool how it's made. I don't know. I absolutely feel it. I love the intro. It's a nice production. I already see it in a few seconds. There is someone putting completely effort into this, which I'll absolutely appreciate. It feels already kind of like a movie, more than a documentary. I love it. I love it. I don't know about you, but I absolutely dig it.
For Britain's burgeoning cotton business. And if you're lucky enough to own a mill like this, well, you stood to make a fortune.
Yeah, and I mean, couldn't be better and not much more perfect for us, for our streams related to cotton, to denim, to jeans. This is what we all love here, right?
As for how you treated your working population, well, you could keep them well housed and well fed, or you could work them till they drop. It was really up to you.
In this episode, we'll explore what life was really like inside an industrial cotton mill, stepping into the shoes of the men, women and children who worked here.
People who worked in these cotton mills would at times have an average life expectancy in their sort of mid-30s. Is it true?
This is your brain when you're struggling to focus. And this is your brain when you're in the zone.
And, using contemporary accounts and testimony, we'll discover that your experience of the Industrial Revolution could be very different, depending on what you did for a living.
Well, there you go.
And your place in society. From the Greg's perspective, this here represents a really good deal.
So the question is, could you survive working in a place like this?
Could you survive as a Victorian mill worker? Oh, so it's in the mill worker. Cool. So it's in the mines, or not in mines, but in the factory. Ah, that's nice. If it feels like a movie, I absolutely love how it's made.
This is Quarry Bank in Cheshire. Built in 1784 by the renowned entrepreneur Samuel Gregg, it remains one of the best surviving bastions of the Industrial Revolution. Within 15 years of its construction, there were 900 mills like it built across Britain, producing immeasurable quantities of textiles such as cotton, wool, silk and linen, and enormous profits for a new class of industrialists. In the late 18th century, raw cotton was shipped to Britain from its imperial territories and the newly independent United States. New inventions such as the flying shuttle and spinning jenny, combined with massive investment, led to the development of new machines which turbocharged the scale of production. Soon, processed cotton made up an incredible 50% of Britain's exports.
Wow.
And the majority of it.
I find it very cool actually that they have the chance to go into this mile and, and seeing how everything was made. I mean, is it still like, are there still people working in it? I don't believe that. Because these threads here look absolutely new to me. that they would just put up here for that TV show. But looks very interesting.
Was produced here in the northwest of England.
I absolutely love this view. Look how cool this looks, with the river here, with that path where you could go over this little bridge. That car is a little bit annoying, the new car there, but otherwise the vibe, love it. And I absolutely really like, I can say it again, that they have the chance to go into this and film this there is crazy. And this bridge here, even nicer.
Densely populated cities like Manchester, Leeds and Sheffield provided a ready labour force. The region had an abundance of fast-flowing rivers to generate power, and the rapidly expanding port of Liverpool allowed products to reach a global market. When investing in the construction of a large industrial complex, you had to choose your site carefully. Now, you may have noticed we're not exactly in the heart of Manchester here at Quarry Bank, but we are right next to the source upon which all of our machinery would depend for power. The River Bollin provided the water power required to operate the machines inside the cotton mill. All that was needed was a giant water wheel to harness this energy. Once you have that piece of crucial infrastructure in place, you just need to bring in a workforce. Now, a mill like this in the middle of the countryside required a lot of labour.
You'd start work at 6 in the morning. At some mills, you'd have to walk several miles to get here in all weathers, probably even worse than today. And that might mean getting up in the middle of the night. But there was no excuse for lateness. Once the machines were running, there was no time to lose.
I see that they even, that just, I don't get it. That the machines are working is crazy to me. I mean, is this, like this cotton mile, is it still under control? Is it still working today? No.
You might already think you'd have to be mad to work in a place like this. And the ear-splitting noise was the least of your worries if you were a mill worker. But many poor people didn't have a choice. They'd moved from the countryside to the cities in their droves, looking for a better life. And at least here, your whole family could be earning a wage. In fact, you were more likely to be signed up if you brought your children with you.
Oh, crazy.
Why do you allow your children to work at those places where they are ill-treated?
I think it just stays as a museum or something like that. Yeah, but the machines and everything is working there. I mean, how can they film that, You see, everything is working, everything.
Treated or overworked?
Necessity compels a man that has children to let them work.
Then you would not allow your children to go to those factories under the present system if it was not from necessity.
No.
There were many jobs in a mill like this one, some with quite strange names.
They're working because they're filming. Yeah. You see also this cotton here. This looks like brand new. I mean, this, I don't know how to say it in English, but where the cotton is on it, these look old, but the cotton itself looks brand new.
There were packers, piecers, overlookers and underlookers, reachers in, doffers and drapers. Theoretically, your age and experience would determine what role you'd get, at least if you were a man. Attitudes at the time meant that women were barred from most highly skilled jobs.
Career progression in the mills did exist too. You could rise through the ranks, arriving as a child apprentice and going on to become a foreman or engineer.
Crazy.
There are a few examples of that happening at Quarry Bank. Engineers were highly prized and well paid because keeping these machines running smoothly was so important. Everything depended on them.
mill owners needed to find a way to run as many machines as possible. Corey Bank was powered by an enormous water wheel like this one, known as the Great Wheel. It's one of the most impressive.
If I see stuff like this, machines, and all this kind of like technical stuff from back in the days, how they invented all that, in this case, that they got a mile running with stuff like water for power, I find it so fascinating, like always and ever. I still can't wrap my head around it. How in the world did people come up with stuff like this? You know, like, I know it's kind of like the kind of like way everything is evolving and people getting smarter and more educated. I get all that shit, really. But still, there is always, or there needs always to be someone who is a little bit smarter than someone else who can come up with all that stuff. And then it's not about just the thinking part, it's also about how do people build all this stuff, which I find crazy. This is like, I always, if I talk about something like this, everything is so not structured in my head, because I don't really understand how all this works. And then just thinking about the autobahn, the motorway, how many miles and kilometers, like thousands of kilometers, are made, and there's always someone who's building up these streets. Is so crazy to me that this is mind-blowing, honestly. And then making these machines, and they're working, and they can make money with this. This is so, I don't know if you know what I mean. I don't know.
In Britain. Weighing in at 44 tonnes, it provided the factory with 100 horsepower. It would change the way we worked forever.
See? Forever.
You see, for centuries, the British working population had been scattered, labouring in their own homes or in the fields. Now they came from the countryside to the cities in search of a better life. For the first time in history, hundreds of people came to these factories to toil on these machines under one single roof.
The spinning mills are now working until 8 p.m. by gaslight. Unless one has seen it for oneself, it is impossible to imagine how glorious is the sight of a big cotton mill when a facade of 256 windows is lit as if the brightest sunshine was streaming through the windows.
The first mill here was designed as a long, low block with these huge windows which would theoretically flood the space with light. But at Corey Bank, the lower panes were actually covered to stop the workers getting too distracted. In fact, in many mills, labourers barely got to any sunlight at all. They had to stay focused on their jobs. In the decade,
It's mind-blowing how they had these machines before the 1800s. Yes. Crazy, right? I mean, how? How? I think it's just people try to build something that makes their life easier. It's just evolution, and it's always been like that. Yeah, it's always been like that. I understand that. But I don't know even how to explain it. Either I don't have the right words for it, or my vocabulary is like way too bad. But the fact that, as you say, that people are trying to make that they are trying to make things so the life is getting easier for them is still mind-blowing, because you need to come up with something, I don't know. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Hey, Felipe, how's it going? Good to see you. Welcome back.
Since its foundation, Quarry Bank kept on growing and growing. A second water wheel had been added, a new mill block and these new weaving sheds had all been added to Samuel Gregg's original building. It had become one of the biggest cotton manufacturing hubs in Britain, and it had become a family business, passed on from one generation to the next.
It was a combination of initiative and useful family contacts that allowed Samuel Gregg to expand his business, establishing new mills in place.
You just try. It's not just one person that is smarter than the other. It's many people that try different things. It doesn't happen from the first try. They tried multiple ways, times and machines. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely agree with that, Boris.
Places like Lancaster, Bury and Bollington, employing more than 2,000 people. Even the Napoleonic Wars didn't halt Gregg's progress. Their overall returns between 1819 and 1831 averaged 13.2%, far higher than any other factories in the area.
By today's standards, work in the mills seems harsh, particularly as regulations barely existed. But from the perspective of ordinary people at the time, there were some benefits. Work in a factory was considered more secure than elsewhere, and there were real incentives to produce as much as possible.
Rex, I've turned up for my first day of work at Quarry Bank, and we're standing in front of this magnificent machine here. Can you tell me, what was the development that meant that cotton spinning moved from people's homes into a factory like this one?
There were some early developments, but the key machine, if you will, is this one, the spinning mule, mainly because it allowed the mass production of cotton yarn that was suitable for both elements in the fabric, both the warp and the weft. Before that.
Okay, now I maybe understand why everything seems like absolutely perfect in this mile, because they have, of course, like tourists coming, and that person right here, where is it? This person here. Okay, what's happening now?
Development that meant that cotton... Rex, I've turned up for my first day of work at Quarry Bank, and we're...
So this guy here is, I think, the man who has kind of like permission to lead and give the people who are coming to visit the mile, he's showing them around as being the person who knows everything about the history and stuff, because I just see that it's kind of like protected with these kind of, I don't know how you say it, with these metal things here, so you can't just walk around where you want. So it's like the tours are organized, I think, with this guy who's in charge of it.
Standing in front of this magnificent machine here, can you tell me, what was the development that meant that cotton spinning moved from people's homes?
That's why it looks so perfect.
Into a factory like this one?
There were some early developments, but the key machine, if you will, is this one, the spinning mule, mainly because it allowed the mass production of cotton yarn that was suitable for both elements in the fabric, both the warp and the weft. Before that, you would have to use either wool or linen for the warp, and it's more expensive.
In layman's terms, as I've said, I've just turned up for my first day. How does the spinning mule actually work?
The spinning mule works by this part. The carriage would normally be right at the back there, and when you set the machine going, it would begin to move forwards relatively slowly, and it's feeding the prepared cotton off the back and drawing it out to thickness. Once it gets out here, the cotton is down to the thickness that we require, but then it needs to put the strength into that by twisting the fibres. That's done out on the head here. Once it's spun that, this particular machine will change over automatically. As it goes back in, it's winding what has now become spun thread down onto these bobbins on the front.
Okay, so these bobbins, they're spinning round, so they'll essentially fill up with cotton, and then these will be removed?
Yes. Absolutely.
And that's doffing the mule, isn't it?
It is.
Can you tell me
It
a
is.
little bit about doffing the mule? Because it's
Okay.
something we hear quite a lot about.
Yeah, once the bobbins are full right to the top, you've only got to stop it to change it over. Obviously, you can only put so much on there. So you would set the machine up so that it thought that it had empty ones on. And what that would do is wind the thread around the bottom down there. That allows you then to take these off and just snap the yarn but leave it attached to the spindles.
Okay.
You take the whole lot off, you replace them with a set of new ones, and it's more or less ready to go again.
Right, okay. And removing all of the bobbins all along this line, presumably that's quite a long job. Do they get quite efficient at doing these kind of things?
Yeah, they get very efficient at it because the payment on any of these machines is on results. On this machine, it's the number of cycles it completes, and that means that every time it stops, it's costing you money.
And let's talk about pay. So if I'm a completely inexperienced worker and I've been told to come and report to the spinning mule, what am I likely to get as a basic wage when I arrive at Quarry Bank?
It varies it through time, obviously, but the mule spinner, he's one of the highest paid people in the industry. But for somebody coming in right at the beginning, as an adult, learning to become a piecer, which is mending the threads when they break, you could be getting somewhere between, well, 5 and 10 shillings a week at that time. So.
And presumably that is a little bit more than you'd get working in agriculture. I guess that's why people are coming to work here.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing about coming working in the mill, it gives you a security that the agricultural economy can't give you. You come to Quarry Bank Mill or any of the mills at that time, you'll work for the prescribed length of time.
No, he's absolutely right. A very, very secure job at that time. And as he just said, then way more and higher priced in salaries. The people were like secured having a job like this. And too many people, of course, wanted to work. But the mile would be like that place to go and work and to have like a safe job with a good salary.
And you will get paid what you earn on a weekly basis. So you know what's coming. If you're in the agricultural economy, a bad summer means you'll starve this winter anyway, no matter how hard you work. So there are no guarantees with the agricultural economy. It was hard work. There was insecurity as far as we're concerned nowadays, but for those people back then, I could imagine this being seen as a very good opportunity.
You ask me why we work in the mill? Because the time we do have is our own. The money we earn comes promptly, more so than in any other situation, and our work, though laborious, is the same from day to day.
With the conditions in the room just right, we can now see the spinning mule in action.
I can tell it's quite warm in here now.
It is now.
You've been waiting for it to get quite warm so that this thing works.
Yeah, all morning, yeah.
And at the time that these were in operation, the humidity in here would have been quite high, and that was crucial for the cotton, right?
It is. Without that humidity, the cotton fibres don't move smoothly. So you get inconsistent yarn. You get a lot more breakages. Below a certain temperature, the fibres themselves will become brittle and break anyway. But once you're above that, it's the humidity you need.
But you're happy that we've reached the right temperature and we can turn this thing on?
We're okay now.
Let's give it a go.
I think we can run it.
Now I'm curious what will happen. That looks fantastic. Look at that. I find it so crazy that thousands of years later, or hundreds of years later, these machines are still running like that. And tell me, I mean, you know, being so smart and so clever back in the days to invent something like this, which is running years and 100 years later, still like an oiled whatever, I don't know how you call it. It's crazy. I find that so fascinating. You can't believe it. It's like blows my mind every single time I see something like that. Today, I think we are way 100 times smarter than back in those days, and there were still people who were like so way smarter than those peoples back in that day. I don't know. I can't. Maybe I could. I'm just really bad in explaining it in English, as I really want to actually. But coming up with stuff like this and make it work and make it properly work, that you actually can make something with this, is crazy to me. Yeah, it's wild.
The kids.
I know you know what I sorry. You know what I find so fascinating? Probably just comes up to my mind. The thing or the fact that today we have the easiest way of getting educated in the easiest and fastest way possible with the internet and with the communication we have today, and looking at stuff to get educated and get better in things. Just when I think about YouTube, you can just type in something, how to build up a wall or whatever, and you just type it in YouTube, and you have like hundreds of videos, people showing you how to build up a wall. Very easy. Back in those days, these people did not have that. So either you're coming up with the own idea to how to build up a wall and try and fail and lose everything or win everything. And like, if you knew something better than someone else, it might took you days and weeks to get that information from someone. Today you can get it in a second. I think that blows my mind. Maybe it's normal, but today everything is electrical and it's normal to break faster. Back it was so electrical in that machines always mechanical. Yes,
We're working under here while it was running. So this carriage, they had to get out of the way as it moved back. Sometimes they said they had to lie flat on the floor to avoid being crushed. You can see there's a gap underneath where they could just about avoid it.
You might think using children to work the machines was particularly cruel, but as far as owners were concerned, it was a perfectly normal business practice, backed up by legal contracts.
Crazy.
I'm sat inside the mill
was an
manager's
error.
private office here at Quarry Bank, and in front of me I have an extraordinary document. This here is the earliest surviving original child indenture contract, signed in 1785.
Wow.
This document concerns a young boy. His name was Thomas Royley, and he was only 11 years old. And although he leaves his mark right here, you can see it's actually signed on his behalf by the overseer of the poor and the mill manager, William Faulkner. And what really strikes me with this document is the length of time in which he's contractually obliged to work for Samuel Gregg. It says here that he'll be working until he's 21 years old. That's 10 years of his life.
Wow.
You'd have children who were as young as 5 or 6 years old working on those extremely dangerous machines in those really awful conditions. But for many of them, it was the best deal they were going to get.
Hey, you know what? Not even that they had to work. I mean, the whole childhood they have spent there in the factory, which is crazy. I don't know. I think maybe I missed it. I'm not sure, but they probably never talked about it so far. Than how often they had to work. Like 7 days or 5 days. I don't know. But imagine spending your whole life in that factory working.
It was either that or they would starve or be abandoned in the workhouse.
Crazy. But crazy also to
This
see
here
all these
represents
original
very,
stuff.
very good deal for the Greggs. They're essentially getting cheap labour. I mean, some of these children may have been paid 1 or 2 pence per week if they were handed over by their parents, but if they came from the workhouse, they wouldn't even be offered any salary at all. And it's interesting that this is in 1785. The original building was only constructed in 1784, and it just shows you how acceptable the idea of using children and exploiting children for their labour.
Or there's only 1 year in between from opening the factory and then starting to have kids working there. So
was in the late 18th century, and how crucial it was for this whole operation.
Kind of sad as well. Oh, the music makes it even sadder.
Now, when Quarry Bank first started manufacturing cotton, around half of its workforce was made up of kids, and it stayed that way until the 1840s. Children as young as 5 or 6 were given some of the most menial jobs in the mill, and that particularly meant crawling into tight spaces in and around the machinery.
Crazy.
Now, mule scavengers were required to crawl under the working machinery. They'd sweep up all of this loose cotton. It was a fire risk to leave it as it was, and this stuff was just too valuable to go to waste.
Yeah.
I frequently had to be under the wheels, and in the consequence of the perpetual motion of the machinery, I was liable to accidents constantly. I was very frequently obliged to lie flat to avoid being run over or caught.
Serious and occasionally fatal injuries did occur down here, but there were longer-term health risks too. You'd be breathing in excessive amounts of cotton dust, and that could cause a lung disease called byssinosis. No PPE, remember. Inflammation of the eyes, cancer of the mouth, and hearing loss with the machines running was all common too.
He also disliked the dust and the flue with which he was half suffocated. He soon felt sick. By constantly stooping, his back ached. Blinko therefore took the liberty to sit down, but this, he soon found, was strictly forbidden in cotton mills. His overlooker, Mr. Smith, told him he must keep on his legs.
In 1819, the Cotton Factory Act was passed, ruling that mills could only employ children over the age of 9 and restricting the working day to 12 hours. But it wasn't particularly well enforced, and exploitation continued. Plus, a 72-hour week for a 9-year-old is still quite a lot.
72-hour week. This is almost... that's almost double in many countries. This is crazy.
As the proprietor of a mill, little else mattered to me other than the quantity of product and level of profit. To hit production targets, my labour force would have to work hard. Any idleness would not go unpunished.
Children who worked long hours in textile mills were often exhausted and found it difficult to keep their eyes open, let alone maintain the speed of labour required by the overlookers. Unfortunately for them, strict levels of discipline were enforced by the ownership, and vulnerable youngsters had little protection from abuse.
In the mill, we were not only chastised, but beaten very badly. Our overseer was a man of very immoral character, a very bad man. He chastised us with any weapon that came to hand. The overlookers are also often in the habit of availing themselves of their control over the female children for very improper purposes.
Oh, I don't like that. Whoa.
Whether they were dozing off, whistling, speaking to a fellow colleague, momentarily peering out the window, it was all considered idleness. A couple of hits with the strap would usually do the trick. There's even a story of a boy having his ear nailed to a table. Sometimes, mill bosses would get a little more creative to keep their workers in line.
When I was 7 years old, I went to work at Mr. Marshall's factory at Shrewsbury. If a child was drowsy, the overlooker touches the child on the shoulder and says, "Come here." In a corner of the room, there is an iron cistern filled with water. He takes the boy by the legs and dips him in the cistern and sends him back to work.
What is going on?
At Quarry Bank specifically, discipline was enforced in a slightly less brutal manner. Workers could find themselves owing their employers if they were fined for being a few minutes late for work. Now, if you were a child who wasn't paid a salary, that would mean working overtime for sometimes
Absolutely,
up to
Boris.
14 hours a day.
Mega extreme.
Now, with punishments like those hanging over you,
Employers if they were fined for being a few minutes late for work. Now, if you were a child who wasn't paid a salary, that would mean working overtime for sometimes up to 14 hours a day.
Crazy.
now with punishments like
Imagine you as a grown up in your 20s, 30s or whatever age, working 14 hours straight, and they was like working, like they were working 14 hours, not sitting with your mobile from 14 hours. You have probably 10 hours sitting or something. These people were working 14 hours. And then imagine being 5, 6, 7 years old, working 14 hours a day in that mile, not even outside, with all that cotton around. Terrible.
those hanging over you, socialising with your colleagues while you're at your station wasn't highly recommended. There'd be no gossiping over a cup of tea here. In fact, to communicate at all with the loud machinery, some workers would have had to use sign language or become expert lip readers. What?
That's true.
Come again, boy!
That's actually a crazy fact. The machines are running the whole time, and you had to scream or, like he said, like make signs to communicate, like from the distance, which actually is crazy if you think about it. Then it would be like 14 hours, this absolutely heavy noise in your ear.
Workers were generally allowed a break at lunchtime, but sometimes even that had to be eaten on the factory floor. Some people complained that their food was so covered in dust that they couldn't eat it, or that the heat and exhaustion had caused them to lose their appetites.
What time was allowed for your meals?
40 minutes at noon.
And when your work was bad, you had hardly any time to eat it at all?
No. We were obliged to leave it or take it home. And when we did not take it, the overlooker took it and gave it to his pigs.
Crazy.
And one of the only other places you could get a few moments to yourself was in here. And if you come in, you'll see it doesn't exactly look like much. It's really just a wooden seat over a bucket. But at the time that this mill was built, this would have been a state-of-the-art privy. Almost no one that worked here would have seen an indoor toilet before. The owners weren't exactly doing it out of kindness. They just wanted people to get back to the machines out there as soon as possible. Well, there you go.
Mechanisation and the drive to increase productivity meant that people now worked to the pace of a new master: factory time. Every morning at 6 a.m, the workers were summoned by a steam whistle, and once inside the mill, would work in tandem with the tick of the clock.
This was a revolutionary change for ordinary working people. No longer were their lives dictated by daylight or seasons. They now religiously followed that machine up there.
The clock. Crazy,
The clock
huh?
outside on the tower is operated with this piece of machinery here. It would have been looked after and wound constantly.
How we actually are organized, or how we actually organize our life around this clock. This time, that time, this time, that time.
In later years, at Quarry Bank, the Greggs introduced what were known as slave clocks. synchronised to show the exact same time across the property all throughout the day.
Now, with this technology, the Greggs could control their workforce. Now, there is, at the very least, a suggestion that some of the more unscrupulous mill owners would actually tamper with this machinery here. They would slow it down during the day and then speed it up during the night to get even more out of their already exhausted workforce. They could even then fine them.
That's wild. That's too wild.
For turning up late. Excuse me, where do you think you're going? You're late for work.
I've only just finished my shift.
I think you'll find that the clock never lies. Get back in there now.
Factory workers had no choice but to push through their exhaustion. Up to 40% of accidents dealt with at the Manchester Infirmary in 1833 were factory and mill related, most of them occurring in the last few hours of a shift. Lost fingers and broken bones were among the most common complaints.
So Rex, we've got towards the end of a grueling 12-14 hour shift. Now presumably, not only are people completely exhausted, they're falling half asleep. There's got to be a lot more risks in a room like this towards the end of the day.
Yeah, there has to be. We haven't got statistics exactly.
Well, I'm so crazy about details. You know, maybe I'm crazy. It had nothing to do with with the whole story, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I've seen 3 mistakes through the whole video which drive my head crazy. Hey, this is like sad. I show you in a second, but here's one thing. Those pants are broken, right? These pants are broken here in the corner. This is broken. There's a hole in it.
Yeah, there has to be. We haven't got statistics exactly of what happened and when and what time, but
probably no one has seen it.
Then as you get more tired, when you think that you're working against the speed of the machine and it doesn't change, then that's likely to be when accidents are more likely to happen, certainly.
And what kind of accidents are we talking about mainly? What do the records show?
A lot of it will be slips, trips and falls, as it often is. But we do have examples of people having some pretty serious accidents as a result of simple mistakes working on the machinery.
Do we know of any fatalities here at Quarry Bank?
We do. In the records there are 4 recorded fatalities, 3 adults and 1 child. The child fatality happened in 1865. The young boy called John Foden was 11 years old. He was employed by the mill as a scavenger, so he's cleaning the floor, cleaning the back of the machine. And for whatever reason, and it isn't recorded the exact detail of what happened, he was caught up underneath the mule as it went back in and killed instantly. We also have serious accidents recorded. We have a gentleman called William Bower back in the 19th century operating carding machines, and there was a safe process for putting a new supply of cotton on the back of a carding engine which kept you safe. But on this occasion, again for whatever reason we don't know, he chose to put the new one on and push it in with his fingers, and it cost him the bottom half of his left arm.
Right, okay.
Just a simple mistake.
So yeah, some serious injuries and serious risks.
Oh yeah.
One description of mill workers filing out of a factory leaves us in no doubt of the hardships they faced.
Their complexion is sallow and pallid, with a peculiar flatness of feature. Their stature low, the average height of 400 men being 5 feet 6 inches.
Hey Richie, I hope you're feeling better. Hey Max, legend, what's up? Yeah, thank you. Not Max. I always say Max, I don't know why. It looks like it. Yeah, thank you. I'm feeling a little bit better. My back is not hurting. Edwin, I don't know why I always... Sorry. Edwin. I don't know why. Yeah, I know. I think because I said it the first time wrong when you entered the chat, and now I keep saying it. It's kind of like a mechanism somehow. But Edwin, I remember that that you said I need that pants because they're my name, and I did not understand it the first time. But I will probably never ever forget that in my life. That story that your name is Edwin actually as the pants. Yeah, I know. I remember everything. I know the story. You just said that 3 or 4 streams ago. Yeah. I can even remember how I said it. Why do you mean that? Why do you say this is my pants?
Their limbs slender and playing badly and ungracefully. A very general bowing of the legs. A spiritless and dejected air. A sprawling and wide action of the legs. And an appearance, taken as a whole, giving the world but little assurance of a man, or if so, most sadly cheated of his fair proportions.
I've read a statistic that people who worked in these cotton mills in the 19th century would at times have an average life expectancy in their sort of mid-30s, which sounds crazy. Is it true?
It is true. It's an average statistic, as you pointed out. It would seem to be affected more by the conditions that you lived under rather than the conditions you worked under. Of course, the overcrowded conditions in the towns and cities is a direct result of...
Only 30 years old. I would have been gone already.
The coming of the cotton industry, but we know statistically...
I'm just thinking about my life kind of like started when I was 30, you know, like being a father, getting married and all that stuff. That only started when I was 30. I mean, they were gone by that time.
Century. Tuberculosis, for example, accounts for more than half of the working class deaths in this country.
Okay, so it's not necessarily always connected to their work here at the mill. Presumably, working in an environment like this can't have helped, though.
No, it can't have helped. We will look at our records here, and we would see that in the 1840s, average life expectancy would be around 42 years. There were parts of the Irwell down in Manchester where it was 19 years. But that's mainly down to tuberculosis, cholera, hepatitis, typhoid.
Of course,
that is
those sort of things. And it's overcrowding and poor infrastructure.
But presumably there are also examples on the other side of people who worked here their entire lives and remained healthy into retirement.
Oh yeah, absolutely. In the pay books and the rent books and that, we find people certainly living into their late 60s, early 70s.
Oh wow.
And Rex, what were the changes? What were the changes in the law over the 19th century that improved things for workers in a place like this?
They were many and varied. The main improvement for people, although they wouldn't see it at the time, was reducing the working hours for everybody and increasing the minimum age for children and introducing the requirement for education for children. But it happens sort of piecemeal throughout the 19th century, that.
Do we know whether they were enforced particularly well?
The workers have very few rights. If you don't like the rules in your mill, go find another job, is the usual thing. A lot of the change is coming from the actions of campaigners for change at the time, people like Wilberforce and Shaftesbury and that, who are lobbying Parliament to look at the situation in the mills, and it's not just cotton mills, but in the mills in general, and to look at improvements where they can be made. They're not always beneficial to the people concerned. One of the introductions was the 10-hour bill of 1847, and it's known that Robert Hyde Gregg here campaigned against its introduction, but the argument he used was that his workers would suffer hardship and famine because they weren't working for as long, they weren't going to earn as much.
So workers might not always have wanted these regulations.
Doesn't seem to be the case.
No. I guess just from our 21st century perspective, we might see it differently. We might just see them as a great thing.
Yeah. Of course, you've got to remember there's no benefit system there. If you don't earn it, you haven't got it. So you've got to earn everything you've got. And parity is introduced later in the 19th century, but initially it wasn't. If you worked 6 hours, you got 6 hours pay, and if you worked 12 hours, you doubled it.
By 1830, the Greggs' cotton business was booming. A year later, Samuel Gregg and Company, in which the engineer Peter Owert and Gregg's 4 sons were partners, owned 5 factories, over 400 power looms, employed over 2,000 people, and turned 4 million pounds of cotton into cloth.
Thanks to cotton, Britain was quickly becoming one of the richest nations in the world.
Nice
But
shot.
many were starting to question the moral cost of the whole operation. It was no secret that the profits enjoyed by the Greggs was built not only on the exploitation of workers in Britain, but on the back of an abhorrent institution across the Atlantic.
Just as port cities such as Bristol, Glasgow and Liverpool owed their rapid growth to the expansion of the Atlantic slave trade, the Greggs family enterprise relied on the same commerce to maintain its profits.
Wow.
Whilst their supplies of cotton came from slave plantations in the Americas, the textile products created at mills like Quarry Bank would then be sold by traders in Africa in return for captured slaves, who could then be transported across the Atlantic.
Wild.
Samuel Gregg himself inherited a sugar plantation on the island of Dominica, which used enslaved African labourers, and the cotton garments produced here at Quarry Bank were used to clothe those same enslaved workers. But times were changing, and the oppression of people over in the Americas and in the factories here in Britain could not go on indefinitely. In fact, no matter how favourable the Greggs considered the working and living conditions to be here at Quarry Bank, more and more of his labour force were no longer willing to tolerate being denied human rights and representation.
In the next episode, we'll discover what life was like during the Industrial Revolution outside of the factories, both for the rich.
Wow, look at this. Very grand, isn't it?
And the poor.
It's work, bit of lessons, straight to bed, up to do the same thing the next day.
We'll go behind closed doors to see where people ate, slept and learned, and look at how a wave of social change eventually brought improvements for ordinary workers.
So it's kind of like a series they made. Oh, that's cool. Huh. Oh, then we have to watch series number 2. But how can I find it? Hey, Boris, hey, honestly, you're just saying what I'm thinking. I was like, when this video ends, I have to say that exactly the same words, honestly. Very interesting, but still kind of like makes me and leaves me absolutely sad. And kind of like, you know, like robbed my energy, kind of. Because it felt, it felt very, 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 very sad. Yeah. Yeah, I was absolutely thinking the same thing, which is crazy, which is really crazy. Yeah, but how do I find the second part? Here's the second part. We're thinking the same, yes. Okay, wait, sorry. There we go with some music again. So we have part 2 as well. We have to watch that together. But not today, next time. With more information about it. The living. So first we had working, and now the next part will be the living. Anyway, a very, very cool and very relaxed film documentary. very technical and historical, of course, but absolutely loved how they did that. Very, very nice, entertaining. Actually, someone was clever person. I don't remember his name, but he said the great minds think the same. Yeah, I don't know either. Sorry. Crazy. Yeah. You know what is also really crazy? I know it's a little bit off topic now, but I have to ask you something, honestly. There is like sometimes there is like on my TikTok is like people starting when videos going viral. I mean viral. Let's say viral video for me is over 100,000 k. That's kind of like viral to me. Because funny enough, all my TikTok videos are going like crazy, and compared to Instagram feels like completely dead. There's nothing going on. I have sometimes in one day on my TikTok so many views than in a week on Instagram, which is stupid. I mean, it's the same video, such a big difference. And then people say it's you can't repost the same video to different platforms. Kind of feels like it. I think my it kind of like I think it just resonates way more and way better with TikTok, my content, than Instagram. Yeah, Instagram is kind of like boring, and it really I don't feel the spirit anymore on Instagram. I don't know what's happening. Kind of like a shift. TikTok is absolutely, even though it's completely different, it feels also different. But for uploading videos and for virality, TikTok is crazy, and YouTube Shorts is also mind blowing. Instagram is kind of like sleeping. I don't know. Anyway, and then on TikTok, when my videos going viral, people start saying I look like this. I really have to ask you, do I really look like him? I know this might be a little bit no, wait. No, this is a little bit too much. Yeah, let's take one of these pictures. Hey, honestly, I don't look like it at all. I don't know. I watch you mostly on IG. Yeah. Many people say that, but then I go to TikTok and I see my videos have like 5 times more views than Instagram. Anyway, people saying I really look like him. John Cena. I don't know. I think I don't look like him at all. No, not at all. Not at all, I think. Let's take... Do you think really I look like him? Maybe the mouth and the eyes. Yeah, maybe the mouth when you just say it. Don't use gel, use pomade. I don't know. What product do you use on your hair? I've tried gel but don't like it. No, it's not gel. It's pomade, grease. No way, Boris. No, please don't say that as well. No, I don't want to look like him. No, why does everyone saying that? Oh, this is a funny picture. Oh, that's me. In 10 years now. Yes. You can watch my YouTube video. You can watch this YouTube video here. No, Xavi Alonso, no. Even less, I think. Here, I'm gonna look at the picture. Here, Ale3218. You should watch this video, okay? Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. It's on my YouTube channel. On the videos, it's a year old, but anyway, it's still what I use today, and I always used for years and years. Started doing that when I was 16. Type Xavi Alonso without beard, and you will see that you are the same. Okay. So we have John Cena, and then Xavi Alonso. No. No. Oh. No. Don't look like Xavi Alonso. Then I would even say that I look way more than John Cena. Here, very old Xavi Alonso. Nah. This is a very bad quality. They're very young, Xavi Alonso. Oh, this is even younger. Oh, this very small picture. No. What do you think? The cheekbones, the mouth, and the eyes from John Cena. Really? This is so crazy. But honestly, it only started when my videos started to getting like completely out of the world, like viral. Hey, I showed it to my wife actually, and she said no. Now look at it. I hope I don't look like it, but his ears. I don't know how old is he actually. Maybe here when he's a little bit younger, but nah. Oh, that's a very young John Cena. Yeah, well. How old is he actually? No, 48. So he's only... Yeah. Should I say how old how he's 8 years older than me? Crazy. Hmm. 8 years older than me. Before I thought you looked like Charlie Hannaman. Who is that? I don't know who's Charlie Hannaman. Charlie, how do you write that? Charlie, who? Charlie, where is it now? Charlie, who? Ah, Sons of Anarchy. I'm so bad with the actors. Yeah, maybe a little bit more, yeah. But by the way, a very cool series, Sons of Anarchy. Yeah, I really liked it. This is actually the time when Sons of Anarchy kind of like came out and was popular. That was the time when I came to Switzerland. I remember that at that time I had not really a job, and I was watching that whole series in once. Or maybe it was out already, but I just started watching it in December then, 12 years ago. Yeah. This video actually here, I re-uploaded it on TikTok because it was taken down by TikTok because it says it's against the community guidelines. It's too, I don't know if I can say that. It's too much. If I can say it in the politic correct way. I don't know even how to say it that you understand it, but I think you know what I mean. It was taken down. There are people literally naked on those platforms, and those videos have millions of views, and my video is taken down at, I don't know how many views it had. I'll tell you how many views it had. Where can I see that? Where can I see that now? It had, yeah, it stopped then. It had 179,000, so let's say 180 k views, and it was taken down because of community guidelines, which is crazy. Very weird. Sadly enough. Yeah. So today we're having a very easy and smooth stream. I love that. There was something. I've ordered the A3 mechanic cap and a pair of OC emphatic pants from Bronson. Can't wait. Cool. That's very cool. A3 mechanic cap. Absolutely love it. It's right here. That's the A3 mechanic cap. You know, you should do again a day in life. Yes, Boris, I know. I should do anyway way more stuff and way different stuff. But I don't know when. It kind of like, it's like really like a pain in the ass, honestly. It's working like almost full time. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. That's the cap, by the way. And that's how you wear it. Yeah, it's the time. And also, it would be absolutely cool and great if I could bring someone to film it. It would be way easier and way nicer. Yeah. But how can I manage all that? That's the A3 mechanic cap. And that's how you should wear it. Yeah. I would love to change that next year. Would you consider working with social media and YouTube? Yeah, I mean, how would you say if I would consider? If I could, I'm working on it. I'm trying to work on it, make it possible. The only thing I wish, like from the bottom of my heart, that I could have time to produce content. That's the only thing. I would love to produce so much content, honestly. I could, like, when we say like making your hobby to a job, I can work on that content thing 24 hours without any problem. I was living near you. I would love to help you, but obviously I'm 100 kilometers away. Thank you, Boris. That's so nice of you. Thanks. I would even pay those people to film me if I could. That's very simple. If I could pay them, I would make it happen. If I would have the time, I would make it happen. I have to find a way to make that happen. I don't even have one day. I don't even have one day to film. I don't have one day to film. Not one day. And making a day in my life on a Sunday makes no sense, because on Sunday I'm not doing that stuff what I'm actually doing. Anyway, a day in my life is only on the weekends. Otherwise, I'm working, you know? I mean, that's the deal. I needed to make it happen on the weekend somehow. Yeah. But one day I will make it. Yeah. Do you have snow in Switzerland? Here in Sweden we don't. We don't at the moment. I hope we will have some snow later. Yeah, but the first time you did it on the weekend. I know. I did on a weekend. And probably I have to just do it again. Yeah. Maybe. But then again, you know, let's say there would be 1 week, 1 day in December on the weekend where I actually could film that. Okay? So, now, the question is, hi Max, now you're here. How's it going? Good to see you here, legend. Hope you're doing well. The thing is that I would have 1 day in December filming. It would be the 20th. So, do I go live on that day, or do I make it happen and film a day in life? Well, what should I do? All good. Busy evening. Hope you're doing well also. Yeah, thank you. So what should I do? Should I go live on the 20th? I wanted to do like a long stream. I almost like an IRL stream. Or should I film a day in my life? What should I do? what would make more sense. It's not even what would make more sense, what's more fun to do for you guys. Being online 6, 7, 8, 9 hours, 10 hours, or filming a day in life. I don't know. You tell me. What's better? Film is way better. You can stream another day because a stream takes 3-4 hours, but a day in life takes you all day and you have only one day free, so better film a day in life. Okay. Let's do it. Day in life. The one and only I did is 8 months ago. A lot of things have changed. Maybe it's even boring now. Let's see what the day brings. I hope you... So, we have a lot of things to do today, as I said. But that was a very day I had to do a lot of things actually. And I watched the video many times again because it's an amazing video. Really? Thank you. That's so kind.
I just heard that it's raining outside. Get all my stuff in my bag. And now we're going outside. And of course, it's still dark.
Hey, you know, if I would have time, I would really do it way more often.
A few minutes earlier than expected. Timestamp 6 o'clock in the morning, so 2 hours later.
So I'm not even going to the gym anymore, you know. Now I'm starting to do. I did calisthenics. I'm doing calisthenics
But
now.
sometimes there's also one or like two persons, always the same ones. Today there were like 25. Yeah, I had so much hard time filming, but I hope you could.
Also my food completely looks different.
And then some.
The rest, also the pants, and then I put up the time lapse again to reorganize and to do everything back into the wardrobe. And then I show you the final result, the before and after. To do my groceries, and I'm back. It started raining like crazy, so I still I'm actually at the bags. How much? 2, 4, 6. Sending out. Yeah. Okay. So I'm filming a day in life. Hi. How's it going, legend? I mean, these videos were going so good back in the days. The reaction videos are going very slow, but hey, it is how it is. This is what we're doing at the moment. That's what I like doing. But I'm filming a day in life. Yeah. I'm doing that. I really have to do that. Yeah, we're going to do that. Yes, legends, it's another day, another live stream has passed away. I hope everyone had a great time. Kind of like not too wild today, very easygoing live stream. Always on Thursdays, it's always a little bit shorter. I mean, it's just my opinion, but for me, it's better to use one free day for filming rather than use one whole day for 4 hours stream. Yeah. Yeah, I filmed that. I'm gonna film that. Come on. Why not? And then the thing is, I can just, yeah. Then over Christmas editing, I don't know, but I kind of make it. I will make it happen. Let's see what I can make on that day. Yeah. We will do something. Yes. Anyway, legends, I wish you all a wonderful evening. And as I said, I'm not 100% sure if I'm coming live on Sunday, but I'm gonna tell you on my Instagram stories if I'm coming live on Sunday, because over the weekend, yeah. But I'm tell you on Instagram if I on my stories if I go live. And tomorrow we have a whole day from the morning, like we're just talking about day in life. Tomorrow on Snapchat, I will document the whole day. So starting in the morning until, because tomorrow I'm traveling. And tomorrow I'm traveling, so I'm taking that as a whole day in life. And I'm going to document the whole day until the time I arrived at the destination. I'm not going to tell you where it is, but you will probably see and find out, maybe. I don't know. Depends on what I'm showing. But I'm leaving the country, so I'm going to document it for you. It will be on Snapchat. So if you want to come along tomorrow, everything on Snapchat the whole day. Hundreds of stories. No, not hundreds of stories, but at least over 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, maybe 100 stories. I don't know, but it will be the whole day. Yeah, thank you so much again, legends. It's been always like a big pleasure to hang out with you guys here in the chat. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. You can't imagine how grateful I am. Have a good rest of the week. Thank you, Max. You too. And then hopefully on Sunday, if I can make it back in time, I'm not 100% sure yet, but if I can make it back in time, I will be back at on a Sunday live stream. Let's see. But as I say, I'm gonna give you some updates on my Instagram stories. In that case, I wish you a wonderful evening, legends. Thank you so much again for everyone who joined the stream today. Thanks for everything. You guys, your legends are, would be awesome if possible. Thank you, Max. I try to make it possible. Again, thanks again for your time spending here with me again in that live stream. Thank you for everything. You are the legends. Thanks.